To all my viewers and listeners, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to economics.com 0.2. If you are new here, please subscribe for upcoming interesting lectures. If you are a returning viewer, please like the video and leave a comment. Welcome to this rapid review on Cobb-Douglas production function. We'll start by writing out the general formula of Cobb-Douglas production function. It is function of labor and capital is equal to A times K raised to the exponent alpha and L 1 minus alpha. K and L are variables which is capital and labor. You already are familiar with A is a parameter representing productivity. Basically, the higher A, here the total output will be. As we can see, alpha is equal to alpha is another parameter and we call it capital share. Another parameter we call it capital share or K's share. It's kind of strange name, but at the end of the video it will make sense. And the first question we can ask about the Cobb-Douglas production function is CRS. Is the Cobb-Douglas production function a constant return to scale? And remember, the general test is constant returns to scale. Production function should give us, if we multiply Z, K and ZL, we'll get ZL. We will get A small z. If you multiply by Z, what? And remember, the general test is constant return to scale. Production function is Z. What is the total factor productivity? Total factor productivity. Now we'll derive the equation, which is function FKL equal to A, which is parameter of productivity, total productivity, K, which is K raised to the power alpha, L raised to the power 1 minus alpha. First question we can ask about Cobb-Douglas production function is the Cobb-Douglas production function a constant return to scale? So let's prove it. And remember, the general test is constant return to scale. Production function should give us, if you multiply Z by K and Z by L, we'll get this function ZK ZL. We'll get A times Z K raised to the power alpha 1 minus alpha. I'm going to try to rearrange the terms. Just this. So split this out to Z to the alpha. Z to the alpha, K to the alpha, Z to 1 minus alpha, 1L to 1 minus alpha. So if we arrange them, Z1 minus alpha, A, K, L, 1 minus alpha. If we cancel those out, 1, we cancel those out alpha, so we left with Z. This is the original Cobb-Douglas production function, which is FKL. So we left with FKL L. So Cobb-Douglas production function is indeed a constant return to scale because Z, as we have seen, function of capital and labor, so works out perfectly. Now we are going to investigate the marginal productivity of labor and capital for Cobb-Douglas production function. This is the part that requires a little bit calculus, but it will show you how to get the marginal productivity, and we are going to need the marginal product for third calculation will do. So first we will look at the marginal productivity of labor is equal to, in general, that is del F over del L A K raised to the exponent alpha 1 minus alpha L 1 minus alpha minus 1. For the production function and the calculation of Cobb-Douglas production function, the A and K are parts, don't have an L, so we can just leave them alone to calculate the derivation of L part. So that's work out to be 1 minus A. The exponent comes down and we subtract of these L, 1 minus alpha minus 1. Simplify here, minus 1 plus 1, so those cancel out. This reduces to A K 1 minus, this is L. Simplify here, 1 minus 1 will be cancelled. This reduces to 1 minus alpha in front, and this is equal to 1 minus alpha in front, and A K raised to the power alpha L minus alpha comes down. I think this is the way you have seen it in all textbooks. So 1 minus A times 1 minus alpha times A over K upon L raised to the power alpha. Ratio of capital, this means capital to labor. Ratio of capital to labor, that's kind of interesting. We'll come back to the second point. Let's calculate marginal productivity of capital, which is del F del K equivalent to productivity labor 1 minus alpha K alpha 1 minus 1, and just like before, and L part doesn't affect. If we group down again, we will get alpha A times K raised to the exponent 1 minus K L 1 minus alpha, and just like above to the rule of exponent, we can write alpha A times L upon K 1 minus whole power alpha. And what I want to notice you now, that looking at these two expressions, previous one and this expression number 2, is that the marginal productivity of labor will increase in previous expression as give more capital. So K increases leads to higher marginal productivity of labor, because when we look at the ratio of K over L raised to the power alpha in expression 1, if the K increases, goes up, if K goes up, the marginal productivity of labor goes up. Similarly, as labor increases, we get a higher marginal productivity of capital increases, because the marginal productivity of capital in expression 2, this is 2, So this is nice to know that the K and L are complements. They sort of work together. The more K you have, the more productive your labor will be. Sometimes people think that the production function is being like you reduce the capital or labor. Do you think about pretty much any business process you could imagine, like running a restaurant? You couldn't do just people and no cooks, no pots and pans, etc. So just think, but you will need both the capital and labor together in a production function.
Subscribe for its third calculation.